Hello everyone. Oh, I have a very dramatic entrance. Hello everyone. Nice to meet you guys. It's very nice seeing you today in this beautiful afternoon in our Hidden Talent session. Before we get started, let me remind you of the topic today. If you don't know yet, I don't know why you're still here. Today we're going to do some very easy and also beautiful and also spooky Halloween makeup, especially for beginners. So before we get started, let me give you a very brief introduction about who I am and why am I here. So my name is Yves Huang, but spelled funny, Y-V-E-S. It's a French name. I don't speak French. I just wanted a fancy name. So I'm Yves. I'm a 5th-year student in NTU DFLL, which stands for Department of Foreign Liberal Life. That's wrong. No, it actually stands for Foreign Languages and Literatures, which means I study, what do we study in that department? Languages and Literatures. Yes, it's a recording mic, so it's not broadcasting mic. Okay. And I'm also a teaching assistant in a freshman English class for 2 years. If any of you have gone to a freshman English class, do you have? No? Okay, I guess you don't need it then. I'm also out of school. I'm a marketing intern in a jazz hall. So I just sit in my laptop in the corner of the jazz hall, listen to the band playing amazing music while I pathetically working on my laptop in the small corner. So I don't jazz myself. I just listen to them jazz and do some paperwork there. I'm also an amateur makeup artist, and I sometimes engage in some modeling activity, which is very amateur, nothing professional. You can see my profile picture over there. In case you can't see, I'm going to sit closer to it. So this was me in another look. I'm also a witch wannabe. That's my outfit today. A witch wannabe means I wanna be a witch, but I am not. So I'm a witch wannabe. So that's pretty much all about me. And now that you kind of know who I am, let's talk about, and here are some of my works. The same set of photos. Oh, by the way, I made this dress. I made it from zero, from the plain cloth, from this cloth. Not specifically that cloth, but something like that. Okay? And now that you kind of know who I am, let's talk about what we're doing today. In this Hidden Talent session, I'm going to share some of my makeup knowledge and some of the makeup history that has a great influence on the makeup we see today and how we can integrate these ancient makeup skills in different genres into either our everyday glam or special effect makeup for special occasions such as Halloween party, Christmas party, New Year's Eve, and so on. So I think you might have read all this in your application form, so I'm just not going to skip that. Okay, so that's what we're doing today. And let me give you another brief content. The session today are going to be in 3 main parts. The first part being me sharing makeup knowledge. And the second part would be I will demonstrate some of the techniques that I think is easy enough for you, but also have a good effect on Halloween occasions. On our 2 marvelous models here, this is Ricky. Ricky, say hi to people. Ricky is going to be, does anyone want to take a guess? Yes, he's going to be a vampire. And not just any regular vampire, but a vampire duke. A duke means he is ancient, old enough to be crowned as a duke. And then we have Jen. Jen is going to be, does anyone want to take a guess? This is a hard one. Do you want to take a guess? No? Have you seen a Taiwanese horror movie, Incantation? It's called 咒. It's called 咒 in Chinese. I'm going to make her into a cursed woman. A woman that is cursed. That's pretty self-explanatory. So that's what we're doing in the second part. In the last part, which is the most important part, I will provide some makeup products. I have brought some makeup palettes, which consists of special colors that we don't usually wear on normal days. But on Halloween, we can play with messy and weird colors. So you can use my makeup palettes. I've also bought some basic tools. We have some brushes here. Let me hold them up one by one. We have some brushes. We have some sponge applicator. And we have makeup sponge and some tape and glue stick. What are we going to do with glue stick? You'll find out later. And so in the third part, where's my fan? Oh, it's here. In the third part, you're going to try to recreate looks that you want. And I'm also going to tour around and give you some advice and help if you need them. Okay, would that be okay? Okay, now that you know about me and you know about Hidden Talent session, it's time for me to know about you. But it would be hard for me to getting to know you all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, to know all 7 of you. So I'm going to need your help. I need you to know each other first and introduce your friends to me. So this is the first grouping activity we're going to do today. But I need to sort out these paper sheets first because we're running low on people. Okay, we have 7 people. So that's forming you into 3 groups, 2, 2, and 1, 3. Okay, let me sort out some paper sheets. Just one more second. Meanwhile, you can admire my beautiful makeup. Two, 2. This is the awkward time of the day where you just can't find the thing you wanted. Where's the word? Okay. Okay. Now I have sorted out the paper sheets I need. I'm going to randomly give you 1 paper sheet on which printed a spooky creature, a Halloween creature. And what I need you to do is that please stand up and go around the classroom to meet random people. And when you see someone eye to eye, take out your paper sheet and describe what you have on it without telling the name directly. Okay, does everybody understand? There are many Halloween creatures, such as elves. There's no elves, so I can take it as an example. Such as elves, goblins, fairies, things like that. And please don't just tell them, hey, I'm an elf. No, describe what you have. For example, you can say, my creature flies. My creature have a pair of dazzling eyes. Or my creature feeds on human horror. Things like that. Would that be okay? Okay, now let me give you the paper sheets. I'm giving you this one. And please take this one. And you can have this one. And please take this one. Do you want to pick one?
Yes, I'll pick this one.
Okay. Here are your paper sheets. Okay. Now that you got your paper sheet, open it. Try to identify it. If you have any question, if you don't know what that is, you can ask me. So you all know what you are? Okay, now please stand up and find your group members.
We should find us.
When you are pairing up, don't just tell your friends what you are. You can describe its feature. Does it have eyes? What does it eat? Or does it have a flesh and bone body? Okay, does everyone have a group? Haven't you have a group?
I have friends?
Let me see. You do. You have. Oh. Can I see what you are? You have a friend. You have a friend. Go look for it.
Yeah.
You have a friend. Yeah. You've been paired up.
Only me.
Do you know what that means? That means you're in my group.
Yeah.
You're in my group. No. Please join Vampire. I'm sorry.
I'm
sorry.
F group.
F group.
Yeah.
No, there's no elves. Do you know what they are?
Maybe. Yeah, I know. Or witch. Because
Witches. They have pointed ears.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are witches. Okay, you can join the witch group. Yeah, go join your friends. Okay, does everyone have a group? If you do, you can come back to seat. Come back to your seats and please sit with your group member. Okay? We can have 2 people here. Witches, where are the witches? Witches, we have 3 witches there, right? Witches, please sit. Skeletons, can skeletons move a little bit to the front? So the table of 6 can be seated with skeletons and witches. Witches, please sit in the first table here. And I guess you are vampires? Zombies. Zombies, please sit in the second table.
Okay.
So we can have 2, 2, 2, and 3 people here. Okay, if you need, you can grab your snack. You can grab your bag, your water with you. Okay, so everyone's in their group, right? Great, so we have witches, zombies, skeletons, and what are you again? Vampires, right? Okay, very great. Now you find your group members. Let's have our first discussions. Okay, so in your group, you have to know who they are to become friends. So here I've provided some questions, and please chat and talk with your friends. And after you're done, I'm going to ask you to introduce your friends instead of introducing yourselves to me, because that's more fun. Okay, so here are some of the questions that I would like to hear the answers for it. The first one, you can ask them, what's your name? What's your department? What you major in? And the second one is closer to the topic today. Do you have any experience with makeup? Do you wear makeup every day? If you do, what kinds of makeup looks do you wear? Do you wear a natural look? Or do you have to be in full glam to go out? And if you wear makeup, have you ever tried special effects makeup? Have you ever been in a costume? Have you ever dressed up in cosplay? Or things like that. And the last one is the most important one. What do you want to be for Halloween this year? Which is in 2 days. So if you haven't decided yet, you'll need to storm me a little bit. Okay, I'll give you 10 minutes so you can have a chat with your friends. Okay, I think it's about time, and I also heard I eavesdropped on you, and I heard some interesting response. So I think you all have a mic on your table. Please, someone grab the mic. Who grabs it first, get the prize. Get a prize. Yeah, Sabrina, the prize is my fly kiss. Thank you, Sabrina. Now that you have the mic, please introduce one of your friends here. Just one, so the group of 3 can all introduce each other.
Okay, I think I'll introduce Elena first.
Okay.
Her name is Elena, and she majored in atmospheric science. Atmospheric science.
Atmospheric science.
Yeah.
The science about the sky, about the weather, the rain, the water, the air.
And I think she's in PhD. Yeah.
She's in her PhD in atmospheric science.
Yeah, and she's from Spain.
She's from Spain.
Yeah. And I think she has lots of experiences with makeup, and she mentioned that she started to make up since she was younger. Yeah. And now she usually has like simple makeup, like eyelashes, 2 minutes a day. Just 2 minutes.
Just 2 minutes a day.
Yeah.
Wow, how efficient! Teach me. I want to learn how to do makeup in 2 minutes. Because it usually takes me 2 minutes to grab a lipstick. 2 minutes, gone.
Yeah. And she liked the dark red lipstick. But because of COVID, we wear masks, so she doesn't wear.
Yeah, that's a struggle. Yeah, that's really a struggle.
Yeah. And what does she want to be for Halloween this year? It's hard to describe. She just has, she's creative, and she wants like have a cartoon style. Yeah, with the cat. Yeah. And class year.
In class year, under our area. Okay. It's okay. Katrina is a traditional Spanish fashion kind of style. So in this festival, they put makeup on and they draw themselves into skeletons, very glamorous skeletons, because their ancestors come back at this festival and they dress up to be skeletons. So the ghosts of the ancestors, when they come back, they wouldn't feel scared to see living people. Is that true? Is that correct?
It's actually from Mexico.
It's from Mexico.
Yeah.
Ah, that's from Mexico and you're from Spain. Oh, okay, I see. Okay.
Okay, that's correct.
Okay, thank you, Sabrina. Let's give Sabrina applause. Okay, Sabrina, please pass the mic to Elena. Yeah, it's on.
Okay. So I introduce Kathy.
Kathy?
So Kathy is from Taiwan. Yes. And she studied political science and international relations. She's in her 2nd year, but she's taking a gap semester. So she's just enjoying other options that university can give, apart from knowledge in like her degree. She usually doesn't wear makeup, but she does wear makeup when she wants to go to a meeting or want to impress somebody.
Like we all do, right?
It's very fun. She hasn't thought about her costume yet, and she's not an expert in special makeup.
Thank you, Elena. Thank you. Okay, Kathy, please introduce Sabrina.
Yes, Sabrina is one of my best friends in university, and she used to be a student in political science, but now she is studying international business. Yeah, and she doesn't wear makeup in the usual. Yeah, because she is really like to play basketball, badminton. Yeah, she likes sport, and she goes jogging every day. Yeah, and she doesn't have the experience of wearing effect makeup, special makeup, and she doesn't have any idea of what she wants to be in this year, but she thinks Eve's makeup is very beautiful, so she wants to have the same makeup.
Same style.
Same style.
Thank you.
Eve. Yeah. So.
Okay, thank you, Kathy. Okay, Kathy, please keep the mic because they have another one.
Yeah.
People from the second table, can you grab the mic? Anyone? Ah, thank you. Please introduce your friend from the same group. Is it on?
Alicia is a student
From journalism.
Yeah, and she just started her journey of anime last year of Attack Giants. So today we want to be a character in Spy Family who is called
Yoru in Spy Family, in the very popular anime right now.
Yeah.
And does Alicia has experience in makeup?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. And what style does she wear?
She said he had some better
Very casual leisure looks. Okay. Okay. Great. Thank you. Now, Alicia, can you introduce your friend?
His name is Alex.
Alex.
She's from environmental engineering.
Yeah.
Excuse me, can you say again?
Environmental engineering.
Environmental engineering.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he had a makeup experience before because we joined the Halloween party at the 六福村.
Actually not Halloween party. It is just only with 4 people, friends, and go to Liufuchun, and I just bring the tour and think somebody can make the makeup for me. But finally, no people are capable of doing that. And I have the makeup looks like I'm so yeah, I'm punched.
You were punched in the face. Was that what you were going for? Was that what you planned to have, or just accidentally become a punch? Okay, that's okay. Thank you, Alicia. Thank you, Alex. Let's give them a round of applause.
This is Hannah.
Hannah.
She is majoring in foreign literature.
Foreign languages and literature. Wow, we go to the same department. How come I never saw you? Because I seldom go to class, I confess.
I'm an exchange student.
You're an exchange student. Oh.
Yeah.
Is this your first year here? Are you staying for 1 year or just 1 semester? 1 year. Okay. Okay, thank you. Please go on. Sorry for the intercession. Please go on.
Her experiences with makeup. She does her own makeup every day for around 10 minutes. It's just a full coverage natural look with like blush, some eyeliner, and shit like that. And then, what does she want to be for Halloween? She wants to be a Christmas cat. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, his name is Gus.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Gus.
Yeah.
Gus.
And his department is agricultural engineering.
Agricultural economy.
Agricultural economics.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And his experience with makeup is the special makeup is like a Joker. Yeah, her special makeup is Joker. And he wanna improve his makeup skills, so that's why he attended this class. Yeah.
Okay, welcome, Gus. You come to the right place.
Then he wanna be a Teletubbies. Do you know Teletubbies? It is a character.
Teletubbies are 4 babies, and they have televisions on their bellies. You know that? We all watched that as a child.
He's making the costume, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't sew, so I'm just gonna ask you.
Okay, you can ask me later. I can sew. kind of. Okay, thank you, Hannah. Thank you, Gus. Let's give them a round of applause. Hima. Hina. Nice to meet you, Hina.
Her major is economics.
Economics.
And she had the makeup experience because she make up every day. But it's the natural one, right? Not the special one.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's really natural looks. And yeah, she had the kind of like special makeup experience. But it's like the vampire, like you put red eyeshadow in here.
So she put red eyeshadow on the lower lash line in the under eye area.
Yes. And in this year, she wants to wear 旗袍.
Yeah, 旗袍.
旗袍.
Yes.
旗袍. Right. The traditional Chinese dress.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. You go. You go. Okay. Oh, you go. Okay.
Our major is business administration. And he had experience with makeup and he wear makeup every day.
She wears makeup every day. Okay. Mm-hmm. Everyday natural glam. Okay.
But she don't have special makeup experience.
Okay, that's okay.
And this year she wants to be
Jiang Shi. Yeah, Jiang Shi. Yeah, Jiang Shi. Yes. The Chinese zombies. Yeah, thank you, Hina. Thank you, Yugo. Okay, let's give them a round of applause. Thank you for speaking to me. And we have a new friend here. Let's do some self-introduction. How about that? Okay, don't be nervous. I'll ask you questions. You don't have to come up with it yourself. Okay, hello, nice to meet you.
Hi, I'm Kelly.
Hello, what's your name?
Kelly.
Kelly. Okay, nice to meet you, Kelly. Okay, do you have any experience with makeup?
A little, really barely. I like to buy makeup.
You like to buy but seldom do makeup.
Yeah.
Me too. Me too, Sam. You see how many collections I have. Okay, Kelly, with all that makeup, then what do you do with it?
I just buy it and because I don't have too much time to put on makeup, so I really want to join this event. So you use them.
Okay, but did you bring them with you today?
Yes, I bring some of them.
Okay, right. Okay, let's hope that come in handy later. Yeah. Then do you have a plan for what you want to be on Halloween this year?
I do have a new plan, but because of this event, I just picked out my old costume. Yeah, for this event.
Yeah, what kind of costume do you have?
It's one character in a Japan animation called
Oh, I don't know how to say the witch. How do you say the witch in Japanese temples? With the white clothes and red big trousers, and sometimes have a bow and arrow, right? Miko-san. Miko-san, yeah, let's pick up some Japanese word as well in Hidden Talents session. Miko-san. Oh, you want to dress up as 桔梗.
I just found my own costume for this event.
Okay, yeah, let's see how it goes. Okay, thank you, Kelly.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah, let's give yourself a round of applause. Okay, now that I know all of you, we can get into more serious topic today. Okay, is it on? Okay, it's on. Okay, as I said before, in the first part, I'm going to introduce two special effect makeup genres and how they have come to existence and how we can sort of integrate their makeup techniques, their makeup skills into our modern take. Okay, before we get started, I'm going to show you a picture. Since we have some Japanese folks, I think you're going to know who they are. I wasn't expecting that. Let's see. Okay. Do you know who they are? What they are? What they do? No? They are taking the picture. Of course. Of course. Hina-san, do you know who they are? Yes, they are Japanese girls, and Japanese girls in this specific form of fashion are called gyaru. Yes, they are gyarus, and they are dressed in gyaru style. Have you seen this kind of things before? Yes, on television, on some pop culture. In some anime, there's always this female high school classmate who has blonde hair, dark skin, heavy makeup, and talks very sassy. Right? Yes? No? Yes? Okay, so this kind of style are called gyaru style. Okay, let's watch this short clip.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the Interactive Gyaru video series. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the history of gyaru. Gyaru, which is the Japanese word for gal, is a style that began as a way to rebel against Japanese beauty standards. Gyaru, as we know it today, is a drastic difference to its humble beginnings. In the mid-1990s, the style of gyaru was born. The style began as a way to reject the Japanese beauty standards of pale skin, dark hair, and natural makeup. The early look consisted of tan skin, bleached hair, and white makeup around the eyes. The original style was oftentimes called kogao. The word kogao comes from the Japanese phrase kokosei gyaru, meaning high school gown. Most kogaos were in high school and easily recognized by their loose socks and shortened skirts. Outside of school, you would oftentimes see kogaos wearing short skirts and tall, chunky platform boots, which was a look popularized by Japanese pop star Namie Amuro. Kogaos would oftentimes wear tropical-inspired outfits featuring patterns with hibiscus and fruits. Many components of this early look carried on throughout the years and continues to be popular today, such as tan skin, bleach hair, and long nails. A main part of the gyaru style originated in the rebellious attitude. These girls were not at all afraid of being different, being loud, and sticking out from the norm. From the start, gyaru was seen as promiscuous and dirty, which is a stereotype that has carried on throughout the years. Gyaru have the mindset in which they do not care what others think of them. This style's rebellious nature started with that attitude.
Okay, so what do we learn from this 1 minute clip? What are gyarus? Yeah, they are mostly high school students who dressed very dramatically as a what kind of act? If you want to put one word, just one word on them. Rebellious. Yeah, rebellious. Yes, that's the correct answer. So the original, we don't really know how they come to existence. We just knew in this specific time of the era around the 50s, 60s, some Japanese fashions are very stereotyped, in which they admire girls with black or brown hair and pale skin and big eyes, very natural makeup, some cute girl style. And they, as a rebellious force, they decided that no, we don't want to be like that. We don't want to be the cute girls for you. So they have their skin very tanned, and they put on some heavy makeup, and they even bleach their hair. I did bleach my hair too, but I dyed black back to this so I don't scare people. Okay, so now we know the gyaru style originates from Japan, and they consist of dark skin tones and heavy makeup and crazy hair and crazy outfits. That's how they were. And now let's see how they grew. Let's go to the next clip. Here we have another 1 minute clip.
The main place where you are likely to seek gyaru.
Sorry, I pressed the wrong button, so we have to watch it from the beginning again.
Has since become a mecca for gyaru brands. Toward the later end of the 1990s, ganguro was quickly replacing the kogao look. Ganguro is characterized by a much deeper tan as well as white makeup on the lips and eyes. The hair was of course bleached, and from time to time you would see silver hair. This is also the time when eyelashes were added to the gyaru look. Ganguro's existence is often credited to...
Okay, in the second part, we know gyaru style kind of transformed and have some progress in the second period of time, where they are called ganguro styles. So they put on one more thing onto their makeup style. Did you get that? Very white around the eye area, yes, and they also put on some extensions. What kind of extensions are that? Eyelashes. They put on heavy eyelashes, and that's how the gyaru style becomes to what we know today. So what do we know about a gyaru style now? About their very dark skin And the eye makeup, the color of the eye makeup are usually very bright, such as white or very light blue. And do you know why do they put on white eye makeup on dark skins? To make a contrast, yes. And with this contrast, their features will be emphasized. Their eyes will look bigger, much, much bigger. That's how colors work. And also another feature is also in white, the lips, white lips, and heavy eyelashes. So that's what we know about Galu styles. Eyes very wide around the eye area, and to make eyes look bigger, lashes, skin very dark, and also white lips. Does anyone here know about concealer lips? Concealer lips was in fashion in the early 2000s, where many American or European actresses, female singers would put concealers on their lips. You know, like such as Paris Hilton or Christina Aguilera. You can search for the pictures when they were young. That's how they do makeup back then. Okay, that they also reference this Galu style to make their lips look bigger. I guess that's before lip injection was invented. Okay. Okay, so that was the wrap-up clip on the Galu style.
2008 to 2011, Galu became a very popular fashion. The makeup became more refined and in many cases borderline dolly. The clothes were oftentimes very feminine or with a slight boyish touch. Styles like amekaji and hikekaji were seen everywhere. Oftentimes, people will refer to this as the golden era of Gyaru. Gyaru was super popular, and during this time, Gyaru clothing stores and Gyaru magazines flourished. Magazines that were previously not Gyaru at all suddenly had the most popular gals on every cover. For example, Pop Teen, which is not regularly a Gyaru magazine, was suddenly releasing Gyaru-themed magazines, and even created a short-lived sister magazine, Pop Sister. Tsubasa Masuoka is easily the most popular gal from this time. Her success continued as she launched her own makeup and eyelash brand, Candy Doll and Dollywink, respectively. Gyaru of this time had a very easygoing and laid-back look, save for a few more strict styles. At this time, Gyaru was so easily accessible to the public that many participated in the style. However, around 2012 and 2013...
Okay, that's it. Okay, so now we see how we can have a modern take on the Gyaru style. When you saw the girls in the clips, do they look similar from what we saw in the previous clip? No, much different, right? So that's how the Japanese pop culture has altered this kind of, it was originally a subculture style into the mass media, and how they can integrate this kind of style into their look. And now here comes the question. No, next clip.
Very popular fashion.
Next clip. Oh, it's not clip. Okay. And here, how can we integrate Gyaru style into our makeup, into our special effect makeup? So we saw they emphasize the eye area by extending the lower lash line. So when you see this picture here, do you think her actual lower lash line is here? No, that was drawn on. So we can put heavier eyeshadow on the lower lash line. On your lower lid, it's also called a lower lid, to make your eyes look bigger. And when you see this picture, what does it remind you of? Kelly, does it remind you of anything? The Ganglo style?
Yeah.
And in modern times, in what occasions would you see this kind of makeup? Let me give you some hints. In spring, in NTU, in the gym, there's an animal fair. Not animal, I mean anime. There's an anime fair in which cosplayers around Taiwan come to NTU and dress up as anime characters. You see, so this kind of exaggerating eye area and moving around the borderline are now used in cosplay makeup very much. Because how can we be like the anime characters with eyes bigger than the rolling ball. That's how we can achieve this sort of looks. Have you seen this anime? I haven't seen it. I know it's about gambling. Okay, so that's how we can use this special makeup genre and take some of the techniques they have into what we do. So when you see something dramatic, when you see something you might think that's out of your league, but we can actually just take small part of them and learn how they do it in this. Okay, and if you're on the Chinese internet culture, is anyone here on TikTok? You're on Steve? No, why? If you watch a lot of makeup videos, specifically from the Chinese creators, they do this kind of style that's called putting down the lower lash line. In Chinese, it's called 眼睑下至, which is a very bad translation, I think. So they also draw a dark line in the under eye area in the lower lid to make their eyes look bigger. And that's also how we integrate, how they integrate this kind of special style into their everyday makeup. Okay, now we sort of have the understanding about the gallery style. We have a second special genre to explore. But I think many of you might have already known this. Who are they? RuPaul. They are RuPauls. Yes, they are RuPauls. And what are RuPauls?
Drag queens.
Yes, they are drag queens. Have you seen a drag show? There are actually many drag shows in Taipei. They are very fun. You should go. You should go watch some drag shows. Ricky and I often go to drag shows as audience to watch drag queens perform. Okay, so drag queens are a group of performers who are mostly biologically male. Some of them are female, some of them are transgender, that doesn't matter. So these kind of performers are dressed in very hyper feminine costumes. Most of the time, of course, there's always different cases, but most drag queens we see on television are dressed in this hyper feminine style where they emphasize the breast and the hip area, and they have glitter, shining lips, and shining costumes, and very exaggerated wigs. And that's have a close-up. Yeah, so they are drag queens. Oh, and their performance contents are usually dancing, singing, lip syncing, and most of the time showing off their beauty. Okay, let's watch another 1-minute clip on what are drag queens and what they do. This is the last clip, I swear.
With all of the queens that we've seen come and go on all versions of RuPaul's Drag Race, there have been so many gorgeous queens and even more stunning transformations. Many of these queens know their way around a makeup kit, and the transformations from their everyday selves to their drag queen personas are incredible. There have been many times when I don't recognize a queen out of drag. They're that good. If you're like me, you must love seeing these transformations and wonder how they're able to switch up their total look by just using some makeup and a wig. Just know that you are not alone. And today, I plan on talking about some of the most iconic drag queen transformations of all time. These queens are so good that I can't stop thinking about them both in and out of drag. One of the biggest and most obvious transformations has to belong to Trixie Mattel. If you've seen Trixie, you'll know that she's most known for her over-dramatic and over-the-top makeup, specifically her eye makeup. Every drag queen has their own way of doing their makeup, and that's what sets them apart from the other queens. And for Trixie, that's her eye makeup. Seeing Trixie both in and out of drag is like night and day. In drag, Trixie is also known for wearing these over-the-top and huge blonde wigs. However, when she's not in drag, she's actually a very bald man, which is hilarious. I think Trixie is an extremely talented drag queen because she can literally do it all. Sing, dance, act, etc. But one of the things that we don't talk about enough is Trixie's transformations into Trixie. Her makeup is iconic, and that makes her iconic too. I love looking at Trixie side by side, both in and out of drag, because to tell someone who knows nothing about drag that it's the same person will give you a great...
Okay, yeah, that's it. Yeah, so isn't that amazing how a person, did you see him bald? How a bald adult man can be transformed into this beautiful look. Okay, now let's take a closer look on drag makeup. What do you see here? What are we seeing here? Let's try to describe their features. The chin, what's happening on their cheeks? There's some shadows. The brows, their brows are very arched, right? Their brows are very arched. And have you noticed the brows are in what position? So here are the eyes, here are the eyes, here are the brows, and here are the brows. Take out your mirror and look at yourself. Do your brow grow on this area here? This is the eye. There are like 1, 2, 3. It's 3 times higher than the eye, which means they are not where they are supposed to be, right? If you look closer, you'll find that her brows are actually here. So they often the time block out their brows and draw on brows in higher area, almost on their forehead. And do you know why? Why they do so?
There's enough space to put their eye.
That is correct. So they have more eyelid space to put on eye makeup. And from we know, from the gallery style, so they put on heavy eye look to make their eyes look smaller? No, to look bigger. It's the same logic in drag makeup. They put their brows much higher, so they have lid space to work on this beautiful eye look to make their eyes look bigger. Because as I say, this kind of drag makeup is trying to mimic or try to hyperize their feminine features. And by making their eyes bigger and longer, did you see the eyeliners? Where are they going? The eyeliners is almost on the temple. Temple are this small part on your head. Their eyeliners are almost reaching the temples. And these make their eyes look longer and also horizontally longer and vertically larger. And what's happening on the cheeks? On the cheeks? So there are very heavy contour. And let's look closely on the colors. Are these kind of contour shade you usually wear? Elena, do you wear contour?
Sometimes I have like a contour palette.
Yes.
But it's only powders. I don't use like heavy makeup.
And what kind of colors are in your contour palettes?
So there's one very shiny like this one, and they're actually these colors. Yeah, like the shiny.
Oh, actually these colors?
And then orange.
Yeah, sometimes orange and sometimes brown, reddish. Yes, so their contour shades are very heavy in contrast to their skin tones. And with this contrast, their cheekbones and their cheek features are very emphasized, like Ricky said before. Okay, and the lashes, we all know about the lashes. And the last thing, the lips. What's happening on their lips? Big, yeah, they're very big, they're gigantic. So they put on either natural tones or more loud tones in red. But the same thing is that they emphasize their lip area also very much. So we can achieve this look by drawing a lip liner. A lip liner is a kind of lipstick that's like a pen, like eyeliner but for lips. So you can draw on with your lip, or you can just use darker lipsticks to draw out the contour of your lips or even make it larger to kind of cheat and make your lips look bigger. Okay, so, oh no, I just gave the answers. Okay, so what we know about drag makeup is that their brows are often blocked and lifted so they can do what? Does anyone know? Yeah, so they have more space to work on the eye makeup, which is even more exaggerated. in eyeshadow either shapes or colors, and the cheek makeup a sharp contour, and heavy blush, and very thick lips. Okay, so that's the two special makeup genres that I want to share to you. I hope you kind of know about this, about what we're doing here today. And it's the same case for any other makeup genres. So when you see either theater makeup, when the actors and actresses are performing on the musical on stage, they also wear very special makeup to exaggerate or to put emphasis on specific features, either eyes, or if it's a musical, lips, because we want to see the actors sing, or if it's in a movie, you can see the actors are often drawn with what kind of style. So I hope this can serve as an opportunity for you to look closer, to observe what kind of styles you're seeing in your everyday life. And when you see them, you can also think about how I can steal their techniques and put them in my either everyday makeup, or when I want to do a special makeup for a party at a bar, or go hiking at night to scare people. Okay? Yes, that's what they are going to do tonight. So now you know, don't go hiking tonight, because they are going to be scaring people in the hike trails. Yeah, sounds like a good idea, right? Okay, now that we know about these kind of special genres, I would like to demonstrate on our two marvelous models here. Let's give a round of applause to Ricky and Jen. Okay, Ricky, as his costume suggests, I'm going to turn him into a vampire duke. And for Jen, I'm going to turn her into a cursed woman. I typed cursed witch here because I thought a cursed woman sounds lame, but I'm the witch today, so she can only be the woman. Okay, first on Ricky, I'm going to attempt to use the black brows. I'm going to try to block his brows like the drag queens, and I'm going to cut his crease with makeup, not the actual knife, to cut his crease, and do some smoky lower lash line, and also to try to do some color contour, and lastly some dripping lips. What are dripping lips? You'll see about that later. So Ricky, let's try to move around the space to make people see clearer. Okay, let's turn your seat here. You can sit towards me. Okay, sit down. Can everybody see if I supposed to be doing things here? Okay, you can? Okay, so the first technique we're trying to replicate from the drag makeup style is to block his brows. And that's how these tiny things, these glue sticks, which sells for $9 at the stationery shop, comes in handy. So when you look at brows, what do you see? Hair. And do you like hair on your face when you're doing makeup? I usually shave them off because they also come in my way. So the first step to block out brows is to put on these glue sticks on the brows to stick the hair onto the skin so it's flatter, so they lie on the skin. Okay, so firstly, okay, have your back straight, okay, and have your chin up. Okay, great. Just take a glue stick and go along the brow area along with how the hair grows, and then one time this way and the second time the other way around. So we really put the glue in between the hair strings. Okay. Okay, now that's sticky enough. Let's take a spoolie. A spoolie is something that you all have on the other side of your brow pencil. So these are called spoolies. So to take these spoolies, and then brush their hair up. Up. Because that's how normally the brow hair grows. And then by brushing them up, we can put it closer and flatter onto the skin. How does that feel, Ricky?
Comfortable.
Comfortable? Really? Oh, thank you. Don't frown, don't frown. Okay. Once that's all clumped up, you can see a very sharp contrast between the two brows, right? Okay, so this one is flatter and glued to the skin. And you can also touch it to make sure. Okay, so in this area, I'm feeling some hair are still sticking up. So I'm going to try to push it down with my finger. And if you need more, you can always just get more glue stick on your finger and to stick them onto the face. Did I pull out any of your brow hair? No? Ah, what a pity. Okay, now that the brows are sort of sticked onto the face, are you sticked? Are you sticked?
Are you asking me?
I'm asking your brows. Okay, it's kind of difficult for Ricky because he has very thick eyebrows. Okay, so I'm pushing my fingers on his brow against his skin in hope of sticking his brow hair really closely to the skin. And when you're doing this at home, you can put on some podcast, listen to a true crime podcast while you're waiting. Okay, so I think they're pretty much dry. When the glue is dry, the hair should be stick onto the skin. Okay, I think that's pretty much it. The next thing you're going to do, if you are a more professional makeup artist, you can do color correct. To color correct is to black out the black hair using the color theory. But that's not what we're doing today because we're makeup for beginners. And I assume beginners wouldn't want to do the whole color correct thing. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take concealers straight onto his brows. And most of the time, the first layer of concealers, I will use a darker shade. So it's more darker than the other shades here. So if you look closely, this is the lighter shade, this is the darker shade. The first layer, I would usually put on darker shades. Okay, chin up. Thank you. Just put on concealers straight onto his brows. And often the time, this would be the time you find out some areas of the brows are not that sticked, are not that stuck to the skin, but that's okay because we're going to cover it up with black eyeshadow. Okay, now that the concealers are on, you can either blend it in with your finger, with a sponge, with anything you have. I've also bought some sponges here that you can use. Okay, let's take this small piece of a sponge and try to blend around the concealer area, not just directly onto the brows because you're going to mess up with the glue. So let's blend around the concealed area on the lid, slowly, gently. Okay, now that the contrasting areas are blended, you can go in with your fingers again to push the hair onto skin and wait for a while for the glue and the concealer to mix in, to do some tricks and have some chemical reaction. Okay, how are you feeling, Ricky?
Itchy.
Itchy. Does your lid feel sticky? Does your lid feel sticky?
Not really.
Not really. Okay. Okay. I will rate myself a 2 out of 5. Okay. From afar. Gus, can you see his brows? Sort of. Okay. How about from even farther? Danny, can you see Ricky's right brow? Sort of. Okay. So now we have the first layer of a darker concealer on. Let's try it on the second layer with a lighter shade. Okay. Let's put it on the hair area specifically. Okay, now that we have a second lighter shade on, let's also blend out the contacting area around the brows, but not on the hair itself. Okay, that's how you try to block out a brow. Okay, I think it's slightly better. This usually works on people with lighter, thinner brows, like me or Jenny. But I think that's okay. I think that's the best we can get here. Okay, Ricky. Ricky, you try your best.
Okay.
Okay. It takes practice to block out brows. I think Gus would know this. It takes practice to block out brows. Usually for male makeup wearers with thicker brows, it would be a little harder. So sometimes if I'm doing looks that requires block out brows, I often just shave off my brows because they grow back anyway. But if you don't want to shave off brows, you can also try this. I've also seen people using tape, using small strings of tapes to tape on brows. But the tape texture would be highly required with something with more skin-like textures, which is not easy to gain in Taiwan. So I think that's the best we can get here. Okay, on to the second technique. Hello, signal. The second technique we're going to try is not this one. It's the cut crease eyeshadow. Okay, so cut crease eyeshadow looks are very often seen on drag makeup. Okay, 还要一下下才会就是重读跟读到。Okay, which is a more heavy work. So I'm going to sit down. 好啊，谢谢。And to grab out my tools, which are some makeup brushes. And I'm going to open up one of my palettes here. What do we want to use today? Let's use a black shade and a red shade because I'm turning Ricky into a vampire.
Wow.
Okay, it's a very big palette. Sometimes I mistake it as my laptop to school. Okay, and I'm also going to need a red shade. Here. Okay, so to do a cut crease look, or to do any eye makeup look, I would prime the lids with some concealers or with some makeup primers. Okay, Ricky, I'm going to sit closer to you. Okay, please look down. Only with your eyes. Look down. Yes, so that's how you can extend your eyelid area. So when you're doing your own makeup, you can put your mirror down to your chin, and then your eyes will be looking down, so you'll have more lid space to work on. See the difference? Because I have makeup on, so you can see clearer. When I look up, there's few lid space, but when I look down, I can pour out more lid space. And Ricky, I'm going to put some concealer on your lip. And also that's blended out with a small sponge. Can you look down and don't close your eyes? Yes, that's it. Great. Okay, and with what's left on the sponge, Ricky can look up. Okay, and when he's looking up, we can see his lower lid. Look up again. Okay, his lower lid is showing up. Let's also put some concealer on his lower lid. Okay, sort of primed, sort of. Okay, and to do a cut crease, first we're going to need a crease to cut. So what is a crease? A crease is your eye socket, is your eyelid space, and there's often a sunken place where your eyeball goes into. So that's a crease. And the cut crease makeup is to sort of perform a trick to trick people's eyes into seeing and mistaking other eyelid spaces into thinking that's a crease. So Ricky's original crease is right here. Can you all see it? That's where his eyeball goes into. That's his eye socket. And in the cut crease makeup, we're going to move his crease much higher, even on the brows. So people would think that his eyes are really that big. That's how drag queens trick people into thinking their eyelids and their magic on their eyelids, something like that. Okay? And in the outer corner, I'm going to bring up the shades very, very long towards the temple. And this is where you can move, you can work with your creativity. You can have it very high up, like a black swan, like Natalie Portman, or you can have it very long all the way toward the temple. Okay, Ricky, let's look at your new crease. I would say it's okay. Okay, now let's fill in all the lid. Ricky, can you look down? Okay, great. Okay, so when I'm done layering the first color, I'm going to take a more fluffy brush to take some lighter colors and then to blend around the colors we just put on. Okay, let's try to blend out the edges. Ricky, do you feel yourself blended?
What does that mean?
It means quite literal meanings. Are you blended? No?
I don't know how to answer.
My hands are all sticky from the glue stick. Okay, and then I'm going to take a medium fluffy brush Okay, now we sort of have a crease. I'm going to darken the outer corners to create a sort of dimension to make his eyes look more 3D. So here's the outer corner. I'm going to put darker colors here. Okay, in this case, I think we need even darker ones, so I might as well just take a black shadow and put it on the upper outer corner here. Okay, now we sort of think, okay, so this area is darker, so it looks more sunken into the skeleton, into his skull, right? Do you feel your eyeballs sunken?
Maybe.
Maybe. Okay. Now, taking another fluffy brush and also darker colors, I'm going to darken the crease area here. And always remember to blend out any rough edges. Okay, now we have a completely new and different crease. So that's the first step, which is the longest step in any of the eye makeup looks. So we have the crease down. Let's cut it, but how do we really cut a crease? You can take out concealers and stamp the concealer straight onto the lid. Ricky, can you look down? Okay, so I'm thinking about where I want the new lid to be. It's going to be much higher than what it was. So taking the concealer and all the way to about here. Ricky, can you look straight? So when he looks straight, you will see he now has a much higher eyelid. Does that make sense to everyone? Okay. And now we have the height down. Let's blend out this new lid with another flat brush. Ricky, can you look down? Okay. Let's blend out the edges towards the outer corner, also towards the inner corner. Ricky, look down.
What happened?
Your crease has been cut and is bleeding. Okay, Ricky, can you look straight? Now what do you think? What's happening? His eyeball now looks much bigger and much higher. Do you want to look at yourself in the mirror? Yeah, that's the kind of response that we want to get. Okay, and take your mirror farther and look at the contrast between one eye and the other. So his right eye is now much bigger. And if you want to take a step further, you can take some shimmery shades or some glitters and put them onto the new lid that we have here. Let's take a shimmer shade. And Ricky, look down again. And this is when the realism really comes in. Because with shimmer shades on, the lids are now more shiny and we see the reflection from the light. Then we really think that's a cut crease. And you can also take some dark colors to blend out the edges. Do you mind if I shade off all your brow? No?
Now?
No, maybe later. No, just kidding. JK, JK. Okay, Ricky, look straight again. What do you think? What do I think? I think I've done a pretty good job. Okay, so that's how you can cut crease. You can do it even without blocking your brows. My look today is also a semi-cut crease with more shimmery shades on the eyelid, but it is much higher than my real lid. So you would think my eyes are vertically larger. Is this what we're seeing here? Okay, so the next technique I'm going to use is, no signal, does anyone remember? Smoky lower lash line. Is it back on? Okay, and so I'm going to do a smoky lower lash line. But since Ricky is being a vampire today, I'm going to use red shades. Okay. So let's just put down some colors right on the lower lash line. Let's use a lighter red first. I like to start with lighter shades and then adding layers to make the shades darker so we can have some room for improvement. Because if you just put down dark shades in the beginning, it would be hard if you make some mistakes. Okay, so Ricky, can you look? Which direction do you think? I'm now working on the lower shade. Yes, please look up. So let's put down some red shades. I said I was putting down light shades, but it comes out super pigmented. Okay, so let's put down the first layer of colors. And the first thing I do after putting down any color is to blend out the edges. So I'm taking lighter red shades to blend out the outer edges, the middle edges, and the inner edges. Now Ricky, can you look up again? Okay, look straight. So the lower lash line technique was to make eyes look vertically larger on the downer side. But also, since Ricky is going to be a vampire today, what's your impression about a vampire? Dark circles, because they don't sleep. Or they sleep too much, or they don't sleep, or they have very heavy allergy. So they always have very dark circles around the eye area. And for vampires, I would think doing a red dark circle would be more dramatic and would be more glam. So let's try this on Ricky. So I'm taking some very light red shade on the fluffy brush, so it doesn't go too pigmented on the first hint. Okay, Ricky, let's look straight because I'm trying to locate your eye bags. Okay, his eye bags are around here. So let's put on some red shade. I think this can go even darker. Okay, and then let's blend out the edges. And now back to the lower lash line. Since we moved the color much down in the lower eye area, the lower lash line that we did was now sort of blotted away. So we need to bring the color back in, and we can do so by adding darker colors on the outer edge. Ricky, can you look up? Okay, please watch carefully. I'm only putting dark colors on the outer edge on a very small area, and then taking another brush, because this small brush is now damped with heavy color, to blend out the edges. It's the same logic as what we did on the upper eyelid. So his lower lid will look more dimensional, more 3D, but also we have this drama going on here. Let's blend out the edges. Okay, that's C. Then what do you think? Do you think he needs more drama? More? Ricky, do you want more?
What do you mean more?
More red, more downer? Maybe let's try that out later because we have more techniques to use today.
Okay.
Okay, so that's how you can cut a crease to make your eyelid look bigger and how you can smoke out the lower lash line. I also smoked out a little bit on my lower lash line here, but because I'm doing this face tattoo on my cheeks, so I didn't bring it that down. Okay, okay, let's see the next technique. The next one is going to be color contour. Okay, I saw some of you in the application sheet saying you want to learn about contour. So let's take, do we have a flat brush? No? Then let's take a sponge. Let's take a new sponge. Oh, here. Let's take a new sponge. Usually when I'm doing contour, I use an angled brush, an angled face brush, but I didn't bring it today, but that's okay, we can still use a sponge. And to create contour, as we saw from the drag queens, normally, when people are doing contour, it is meant to bring out the face features even more. So they would put under cheekbones. Here's the cheekbone. Here's the under the cheekbone. But if you want to make your face look even sharper, you can put it higher and more tilted all the way down toward the chin. This way, his face will look smaller, but also bigger. The smaller part would be the central triangle here. They will be smaller, they will be more out front, and what's rests on the face would be pushed down more toward the back because of the dark color. And since Ricky is being a vampire today, I'm going to take a gray shade. And of course, you can stamp on eyeshadow palettes straight with your sponge. And then let's try to cut his face downwards. So normally we would go this way to make the face more defined. But today we're making him look pale and sick and need some blood. So this is the first cut. When I was doing my makeup today, I also cut my face very sharp in the edge here. So my face normally looks very big, but today it looks very small because the contour was put in a more tilted way here. Okay, now that the first cut is on, let's blend out the edges. If you're using a bigger angled brush, just imagine this angled brush but much bigger. You can directly put shades on your face and blend it with the brush. But since I didn't bring it here today, let's use a smaller brush to blend out the edges. And another trick of blending on your face is that when you're blending your contour or when you're blending your blush, when you think the color is too heavy to blend, you can take out your compact foundation, your powder foundation, and stamp your powder foundation onto the edge of the colors, whether they be contours or blush. This way it'll blend more easily. And also, since Ricky doesn't have foundation on, so it would be harder to blend, but that's okay because this is Halloween and it is supposed to be messy. Okay, we can work on that later, but this is just to show how by tilting the contour line, we can make different face shapes. Ricky, let me look at you at front. Wow. Okay. So this is the first cut. And the second cut on the contour, when we're making a sick character, I will put it on the chin here to make his chin look more pointy, more like a mean character. Okay, now that we have it on, let's try to blend it out with this sponge here and find out it doesn't work that much. Ricky, can you look up? Okay, now look straight. What do we think? I think we can make that better if we're not in a rush. Okay, but that's okay. That's just to show how you can draw different lines in different directions to make your face into different shapes. So this is the color contour. If you are dressing as a witch, you can also use, for example, purple eyeshadow, or green. If you want to have your face overall in green, you can have green eyeshadow, green contour, and green lips. This way, the color contour would be more coherent to your look, and you won't look that odd on your face. Okay, if you're doing this at home, you can also put on lighter shades of foundation on your skin to make the grayish tone of the contour more coherent to the overall color shades. Okay, so that's how you can play with contour. And the last step in Ricky's tutorial is dripping lips. Okay, does anyone know why I'm putting dripping lips on Ricky? Because he's a vampire, and what do vampires do? They suck out the life essence from human body, which is blood.
Why does it sound so weird?
Because it's you? I don't know. So to put on dripping lips, what I meant by dripping lips is actually I want to create an effect of something dripping down from the corner of his lips. Just imagine when you're drinking water or drinking blood or wine. Yeah, when accidentally drip out a drip of wine on your lips. So where does the liquid goes out? Inner lip. So Ricky, please open your lip. Open your mouth, yeah. Open, bigger. Open your mouth, but make your lips available. Let me demonstrate. Okay, great. Okay, put your corner of the lips wider. Okay, great. Now, take out your red lipstick and really go into the inner lip. Okay. Go into the inner lip. But not putting it too out to the actual lip, but the inner. Okay, Ricky, close your mouth. What are we seeing? We're seeing some small red tints coming out from the lip. Okay, Ricky, can you open your mouth again? And this time make your upper lip available. Oh, yeah, that's it. Kind of like pronouncing the German right? Okay, you reach almost onto the gum. Sometimes you might accidentally put it on your teeth. But that's okay because we all know lipsticks are edible. Okay, Ricky, close your mouth again. Okay, and this is where you can have your creativity step in. I'm going to take a Q-tip because it's much smaller and we can first work on the details. I'm going to take some lipstick with this Q-tip. Just some more. Okay, and then make some blood drips from the corner of his lips. You can also blend out what we left, the mess we left behind. Okay, Ricky, close your mouth. Now we're seeing some red stains, but that still looks far from blood. Now let's imagine blood dripping from your mouth. Sometimes we see some textures from blood, right? Or some body tissues. And what are we doing here? The glue stick. Who would know this glue stick can be used this many times? So to create this sort of tissue texture, I'm going to, can you take the mic for me? Okay, I'm going to whirl this glue stick on my arm to try to melt it with my body temperature. If you're a real zombie who doesn't have body temperature, this tip might not be for you. Okay, now I have a very thin layer of glue stick on my arm. I'm going to take it with my spare clean finger and then tap on it, and you'll see some small strings coming out from the glue stick. And then while it's still sticky, stick it onto Ricky. You can also swirl it a little to really pick up the texture and then stick it onto his face. Oh no, it's sticking onto my finger instead of his face. That's just one of the weird things happening, but also funny when you're doing makeup. Are we seeing textures? No. Let's try to put on even more. Okay, again, swirl it a little and tap on it to make this sticky texture, and then stick it onto where you want it to go. Are we seeing textures? A little, yeah, very, very little. Okay, now that we sort of know where the blood's going, we can take our lipstick and put the colors back in.
Oh.
Let's do a little, the other side, let's do just small strips here. Okay. I remember I've brought a liquid lipstick, yes. And aside from actual lipstick, oh, there's glue stick everywhere. Okay, and aside from actual glue stick, you can also try to mimic the shiny, like the watery texture of blood by using liquid lipstick. Ricky, can you open your mouth again? It's the same logic. I'm going to put it only in the inner lip and the so-called fake blood we're trying to make here. Just stamp it on with a big strip here. Okay, and if you are crazy, you can put liquid lipstick everywhere on the face if you want. If I'm doing so, I would put a big circle on my arm or on my hand and then stamp it on with my finger. Let's see where the blood can go. Here. And here. But now it looks more like a blush. No, I don't want it to be like a blush. Let's take it out with the sponge. Okay, Ricky, are you feeling the thirst of blood now? Are you wanting to suck out some blood from the students? Okay, and Ricky, open your mouth. And we can see sometimes lipstick goes on teeth, and you can just brush it off with the Q-tip, whatever. I feel like a dentist. Okay, so now we have half of his face done. Ricky, how are you feeling?
I feel like the face could be whiter. Like
yes, the base can be whiter.
Yeah.
We can work on that later. I've brought some very white thing. I've brought some powder. We can work on that later. Okay. It's 3, and I wanted to leave more time for you to try to create your own look. So maybe let's just do one more technique in a very short time. Let's try to create face tattoo. Face tattoo is also a very easy but very effective technique that you can use on Halloween. Face tattoo are these drawn on small icons on your face, like my cross here and the crescent black moon on my forehead. And to try to make this, I'm going to invite another model, Jen. Thank you, Ricky. Let's give Ricky a round of applause. Hello, Jen.
Hi. Hi.
So Jen was going to be the cursed woman, so I'm going to put on her base very quick. 30 seconds. Let's just have something to work on. Can you do 猴子脸吗？猴子脸，对，就是人中拉长。yeah. Okay, and to make a face tattoo, if you're crazy, you can just take eyeliner, liquid eyeliners. Where are my liquid eyeliners? If you are crazy, like me, or if you are advanced in makeup, you can just take liquid eyeliner and to draw on whatever you want. But it looks much easier when you're drawing on other people. But I'm going to share a technique that you can use when you're doing face tattoos. So let's just put on a random character under your eye, like this. And now we have the first layer of the eyeliner on. I will go back to take a dark eyeshadow with a small brush to damp the color onto the tattoo. So that first, it stays longer, and second, the color is more striking. But when you're doing face tattoo on your own, it's very difficult to just take the eyeliner and draw on whatever you want. So to do so, you can make some script. You can save some draft by using, surprisingly, brow pencil, because brow pencil is lighter than actual eyeliners, and it is easily removable. So when you do something wrong, you can always just remove it. So using a brown brow pencil, I'm going to, let's try a harder character on you. Maybe let's make a, I don't know, I just come up with whatever I have in my mind. Let's have a small script on you. Let's draw an Aries sign. What's your star sign? What's your zodiac sign?
Leo.
You're a Leo. Okay, let's draw a Leo sign here. So the Leo sign is a small circle here, and then a omega, and then a small hook here. It would be very hard for you to see the script from that far, but at least can you come over and come closer? When you come closer, can you see the script? So now that you sort of have a script on your face, you can work on that script to work on the small character you have here and go back with eyeliner to draw on it. That's how I made this moon here and this small cross here, because it's also very hard for me to draw on just random cross or this moon and also make it symmetrical. So now that we have this script, it will be much easier when you're looking at yourself in the mirror and then draw on the character. Okay? Okay, and now we have the Leo on. The last step is to go back with darker eyeshadow shades and stamp the color onto the trace. And here comes another small trick. When you are making your character, if that's very hard or if that's a very complex character, and you also want to make it symmetrical and make it precise, sometimes it's very difficult. So you can take some romantic vagueness, which means you can smoke out the edges with lighter shades, bring it a little farther, so it doesn't look like a sharp graphic on your face. Of course, it can also be a sharp graphic, but if that's too hard for you, you can use this I call this romantic vagueness. That's also what I do with this crescent here. You can see the edge is not very clean because it's hard for me to do this in the morning, and also I was almost late. So I just blush out and I just smoke out the edges to make it look okay. Is that agreed? Okay, that's agreed. Okay, so that's pretty much the technique I'm going to share today. We still have some time left. We can have 30 minutes for you to try to recreate your own look by using the techniques we have today. Before we get started, let's take 2 minutes to discuss with your friends. So we have 2 minutes. Let's discuss with your friends about what technique. It doesn't have to be the technique mentioned here. You can say anything you've thought of. Let's think about what technique can I use. If I am doing a Katrina, should I do a cut crease, or should I make a black circle around the eye to my eyes look like they're not there? Or do I need to make my contour really sharp? Or do I need to make my brows higher? Or do I need no brows? I need to shape them off. Okay, let's take 2 minutes and discuss with your group members. Is this the look you are going for? Yeah, so she also has a very smoked out lower lash line. Okay, so we're on a time limit. So we still have some time. We still have up to 20 to 25 minutes. If you want, you can try to create the look. Since we're on the time limit, let's do the eye look only. Would that be okay? But if you're doing the face tattoo, which won't take much long time, of course, you can still do it. But let's grab the time while I'm still here. Let's try to create some eye looks. Okay? So I have some eye brushes. I have 5 eye brushes. Supposedly, I was meant to give each group one. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, we have 5 groups. So if you need some eye brushes, you can come here to grab it. They are brand new. And there are also some sponge applicators. You can also use this to replace eye brushes to put on eyeshadows. And if you want to do some contour, we have sponge. And if you're crazy and you want to black out your brows, well, I have some glue sticks here. And I also have some eyeliners. So if you need eyeliners, you can also come here to grab it. Okay, we can start. We can start, and I'm going to see each of you and give help as I can. And this blend out in every step. Of course, you can place down all the colors and then blend them together. But I think it would be colors. Okay, yeah, you can use this few more natural colors to blend out the edges onto your skin. But you get the idea. Yeah, but you get the idea.
Yeah, but you're much stronger.
Yeah, and since I'm crazy, I'm also putting it. Takes time. That takes some practice.
Thanks.
Thank you too. Thanks for coming. Happy Halloween. Okay, and since the filming crew is leaving, so how about let's take a picture together. So that's all. Come to the front with your beautiful faces. Okay, then that's move. But these are two tables, so we need to move together. Yes. Yeah, we can leave the mess here. This is the proof. This is the proof of our hard work. Okay. Yeah, thank you everyone.
Thank you.
Okay, one more camera, one more cam. Happy Halloween. Oh, it's like a boomerang.